Erik Horne here with Maddie Lee after the Thunder's 110-88 loss to the Golden State Warriors. Maddie, Thunder did a lot of things not right tonight. It started with their defense, which gave up 40 points in the first quarter, 8 3-pointers, but it ended with Paul George and Russell Westbrook really having a struggle on offense. Paul George takes 25 shots to get his 29 points. Russell Westbrook, probably the worst offensive game he's played all year, misses all of his 7 3-point attempts, only scores 7 points.
Yeah, the Thunder had a lot of trouble top to bottom scoring. You had them missing a lot at the rim, which that's where you're supposed to be getting the highest percentage of your shots. They actually shot okay from the three once you average out the whole night, but really had some struggles. Were able to capitalize on second chance points, but you don't. That also shows that you're missing a lot of shots when you're getting a lot of second chance points.
Well, it's even more disappointing for the Thunder to have a collective performance like this because the Warriors were playing without Kevin Durant. The Thunder came into this game with the appearance that they would match up well with the Warriors. They split in the first 2 games this season, but it really wasn't a contest from the opening tip. The Thunder never led. Warriors led by as many as 22. The Thunder did defend Klay Thompson and Steph Curry well at times, but those guys are expert shooters, and when the Thunder had open shots, they didn't make theirs. It was kind of a microcosm of the Thunder season. We've seen them shoot well at times, but overall, they're still not a great shooting team, as evident by Russell Westbrook getting countless 3-pointers wide open, and the Warriors just allowing him to shoot time and time again, sagging off of him 10 to 15 feet, and they said, look, if you want to beat us with the jump shot. They dared him, and the Thunder lost that dare.
And to add insult to injury, it looks like Russell Westbrook will not be playing against the Heat on Monday. He picked up what unofficially is his 16th technical foul of the season. Granted, between now and then, he could get a technical rescinded, which would put him below 16, but 16th gets you a 1-game suspension and a fine. So as long as no technicals are rescinded between now and then, 1-game suspension for Russell Westbrook.
The biggest problem for the Thunder out of this game was something that we kind of knew going into this game, that teams can load up on Paul George's drives and just dare the Thunder to shoot from the perimeter. Paul George said the solution is finding shooters. The Warriors were collapsing 2 or 3 guys onto his drives. He thought he should have gotten more foul calls. He still got to the line 11 or so times. I think it was in the double digits. So what he has to do is find shooters. He did at times. The Thunder still didn't make any shots for the most part. I think in the last 4:55 of the second quarter, they only had 1 basket from the field. That was a Terrence Ferguson layup. The other point came from Paul George making a technical free throw. The Thunder's offense still struggles to make shots even when they're open shots. This is something that we saw in the first half of the season. So the Thunder's mission for these last few games, the last 12, 13 games of the season, is to get these guys shooting well again going into the playoffs, because they're really struggling right now as teams kind of hone in on Paul George and his offense.
Perhaps the most disappointing thing about tonight is that they were coming in, they just lost a game in Indiana, but they had strung several games together where, especially defensively, they were looking a lot more sound, seemed to be building up steam, building up momentum, even though they barely lost in Indiana, and then tonight was an absolute dud.
Well, the Thunder gets back on the court again on Monday against Miami. Russell Westbrook may not be available for that game. In all likelihood, he will not be. We'll see if anything transpires between now and Monday. Here's some post-game video from Billy Donovan, Russell Westbrook, and Paul George.